Hello everybody and welcome back to Games for Dads, and we're carrying on with our new player deck builds. Okay, this deck is absolutely awesome actually. It has no mythics, no limited legendaries. In fact, it's got no limited cards in it whatsoever. And the good thing about this deck, you can use it in this week's event. Not only is it a brilliant deck to build on day one or week one or even month one, and you can use it in the league, in casual, and also, like I said, in this week's cool event that's going on to get yourself some extra coins and gems. So there is the deck on the right hand side. We're going to go through the deck for you very quickly, and then we will go and show you how to play the deck. Probably the most important thing if you are starting out. So the first card is Heart Nebula. They're all Nebula cards in this deck. They're all space cards. 4/30 on the play. Your Soul Nebula card in hand gains plus 30 this turn. So obviously you want to play Heart and Soul together. You'll also get the nice little combo achievement. 5/40 as well. The Soul Nebula on the play. Your Heart Nebula card, that's the one we just looked at, in hand gains plus 30 power this turn. Pretty cool. Then the Rosette Nebula. This is a useful card. Make sure you've got this one because you will need it to redeem all those cards on the secret code playlist. Flip that card over and you can scroll to the bottom, click on it, and you can type in the secret code. So there we go, Rosetta Nebula. Ghost Nebula. On the return, if your deck has 4 or more Nebulae cards, which it does, gain plus 5 power permanently. That's pretty useful. Moving on, the Laguna Nebula, 4/25. On the draw, this card gains plus 25 this turn. Quite useful as well, just a rare fusion, that one. Minkowski's Butterfly. So remember to play this one in the middle, because on the play, if played in the middle slot, your cards either side gain plus 13 power this turn. So you get a nice little boost from that one. Horsehead Nebula. This is good if you're losing on the play, if you're losing the round. So that means if you are behind, obviously. If you're losing the round, this card gains plus 50 power this turn. Nice. The Flame Nebula. On the play, your Horsehead Nebula card, wherever it is in your deck, gains plus 30 power until you play it. So good, a little buff there for your Horsehead. Little Ghost Nebula. On the play, if you've played Ghost Nebula this game, your Nebulae cards in hand gain plus 20 this turn. That's a really good card as well, actually. Just that epic fusion, that one. That is good. If you're not sure what a fusion card is, they are ones that you can use to craft different cards. The Owl Nebula. Let's have a look at that one. On the draw, for every space card in your deck up to a maximum of 6, your cards with Owl in the name, wherever they are, gain plus 6 for 4 turns. And I think there's 2 cards with Owl in their name. That one and this one, Southern Owl Nebula. 3/28. On the play, your Owl Nebula card, that's the one we just looked at, adjacent. So try and play it next to this one if you can, because then you'll get all of the buffs. So your Owl Nebula card adjacent to this gains plus 55 power this turn, and on the return this card costs plus 1 energy permanently, and your Owl Nebula card, wherever it is, costs plus 1 permanently. Barnard's Loop, great card this one, 7/64, quite powerful as well. On the draw, your non-limited Nebulae cards, that is pretty much every single card in this deck, wherever they are, gain plus 14 until play. This is an amazing card. Try and get him round a couple of times if you can. And on the return, your Nebulae cards, wherever they are, cost minus 1 energy for 2 turns. Blue Snowball Nebula, beautiful picture, that one. 5/44, just an epic card. On the play, if you're winning the round, gain plus 15 for 3 turns. That's super duper. Medusa Nebula. On the play, your cards, wherever, or your Nebulae cards, wherever they are, gain 15 power until played, which is really good. And on the return, an opponent's random card in hand loses minus 36 power for 2 turns. Double whammy on that one. Engraved Hourglass Nebula. 7/70, another cool card. On the return, your common and rare constellation and common and rare Nebulae cards, wherever they are, gain plus 26 until play. That is going to hit so many of your cards in this deck. Lyman Alpha Blob 1. 6/57. What a cool name that is. Blob 1. Imagine being Blob 2. That'd be so disappointing, wouldn't it? Lyman Alpha Blob 2. On the draw, 5 of your random Nebulae cards, wherever they are, gain plus 20 power until played. Last couple of cards then. Frosty Leo Nebula. On the draw, if you've played 6 or more Nebulae cards this game, your Nebulae cards in hand gain plus 30 this turn. That is amazing. And on the play, if you've played 10 or more Nebulae cards this game, your Nebulae cards, wherever they are, gain 15 until play. That is absolutely super card. If you haven't got that one, do try and hunt it down. It's not difficult to get. It's only a legendary card, but he is absolutely crucial for a Nebulae deck. Probably one of the most important cards in this deck. And this one's pretty important as well. The Cone Nebula. On the play, your Nebula cards in hand gain plus 30 power this turn, and your opponent's cards in hand lose minus 15 this turn. Really, really useful cards. If you haven't got all these cards, or you got some better ones, you can swap them in and out for different Nebulae cards. But do go to the store, find that Nebulae in the store, and don't forget you can click directly on the pack and you can buy some of the cards. Just show you a couple of the cool cards. If you go into Nebulae, search Nebula, or Nebul, as I've done here, and you can scroll through all the cards that do something to Nebulae cards. Loads and loads and loads of them. I've gone with all the non-limited ones, but there are quite a lot of limited ones as well. So over time, and not long, over a week or so, you can start getting some really powerful Nebula cards. And again, this deck upgrades nicely. You can swap cards in and out as you please. All you got to do is read some of those cards and see if they are going to make an impact to your deck. And if they are, like this one, your Nebula cards with 3 or less base energy will get a buff. Or maybe Mystic Mountain, or this one. Your Nebulae cards in hand cost +1 and gain 18 permanently. That would be a cool one. So you can swap any of these cards into this deck. The Shapely Curtis Debate. For every 2 Nebulae cards in your deck, you get a buff. So yeah, there's loads of cool Nebulae cards, which is why it is a really good place to start for new players. I will recommend it. Do spend some coins trying to build it if you can. And don't be scared to try different things. And you will come across a lot of bots when you first start playing. And you can also look for any cards that buff up space cards. So just type in space like I've done here. There's quite a few of them. And as your deck is all space cards, anything that buffs up all space, I'm going to show you a really good one actually. If I can find it. Planisphere we're looking for. There we go. Oh, gone. Your deck contains only space cards, which it does. Your cards, wherever they are, gain 15 until play. So there you go. There's loads of different cards you can add into this deck over time to make it stronger and stronger. It will last you a while, this deck. In fact, even at the top ranking where I am, lots of people still play Nebula. Well, not lots of people, but a few people play it, I should say. And you can play this exact deck in this week's event and do pretty well. Okay, let's see if we can find an opponent so I can show you how to play this deck. Don't forget, this is a new player. No mythics, no limited legendaries. In fact, no limited cards whatsoever. Super duper easy to build. You should be able to get all of these cards. And if you haven't got any, look me up. I'm Dad of the Goat. I'm sure I can help you out. So do check the cards. You want to get out the ones that buff up all your Nebulas until played if you can. Like that one. That's a good one. Heart and Soul you want to try and get together. Don't forget. We are playing Azrael. I'm sure you will run into Azrael quite often. Sometimes Azzy's got an amazing deck and sometimes he's got a really weird deck like this one here. But a win is a win, a game is a game. So every game you win you get XP, you've got a chance to get some gems and definitely you get some coins. So a good way to start building up your card collection is to play games. Casual, you get all the rewards that you will get in the rank. The only difference between the ranked games is if you finish the week in a ranked position, on the Monday you will get some extra rewards. But the casual games, if you concentrate on casual when you first start playing, you will get as many, if not more, rewards by just winning games. And they are a lot easier to play. Let's keep going. So really, yeah, like I said, just read the cards quickly and see what they do. But most of these cards buff each other up. This deck is already getting super strong. Look at that, 264. We're nearly 400 in front. In fact, we're over 400 in front. 426. Do make sure you join our Discord server as well. You will find the link in our description on our YouTube channel. And you will find loads of people in there, loads of cool people that will happily trade you any of these cards. I'm sure there's nothing in here that's hard to get or rare. But if you are desperate for them, do come and look in our Discord and let us know what you need. Make sure, as I said, you do get that Rosetta Nebula, that third card there on the left. 386. That's a really good score. Normally I like to get the two owl cards together, but there we go. I didn't really do it that time. It's good to play them together if you can. That's the little, the Owl Nebula, not the Little Owl Nebula, and the Southern Owl Nebula. There's Heart and Soul. That's a great combo. That would be one of the first combos you play. You get a nice little achievement for that one as well, which will give you a few more points. And points mean prizes. Really good. So yeah, if you are a new player and you're looking for a referral code, there are referral codes in the end of this video. Do type that in and you will get yourself a load of free cool stuff as well. Do make sure you join our YouTube channel because we've got loads of secret codes that you can use that Rosetta Nebula to redeem. There is instructions also in the playlist on how to do that. And don't forget, in Discord, ask any questions that you like and we will help you out. The more the merrier. 408 we scored that time. Look how easy. We won that one by 748. And I tell you, that is a great win. 2-0. I think we're going to win this 3-0. No problem here. Not too difficult to play this deck as well. And you can learn it quite quickly, actually. I used to play this deck a lot when I was first starting out. And it just gets stronger and stronger. And you can swap in more and more good cards over time. 328. As Raphael has got a totally poor deck. See, you can just throw any old cards together and get a deck, but there's no synergy. You want synergy where cards work together to buff each other up or support each other. And that's what Nebulae does really, really well. Absolutely awesome deck for a new player. One of my favourite ones, actually. Do check out our playlist. We have got loads of other new player videos. Make sure you watch the top 10 tips. Make sure you watch the how to cycle your cards video as well. That is a really useful one. That helped me a lot. That will really improve your game. 389. Here we go. We are going to win 3-0 by the looks of it. You only need to win 3 of the 5 rounds. And the sooner you win it, the quicker you can go on to the next game. So can we do the 2 owl cards? We can this time. What should we do? Frosty Leo, maybe? Let's not. Ooh, bless me. Where did that sneeze come from? 5, 3, 4. That was a sneeze and a half. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Well, I hope that helps you out if you are just starting. That is a new player Nebulae deck. No mythics, no difficult cards, no limited legendaries, no limiteds. What a deck. There you go. Have fun building that, and we will see you soon. Do leave us a like. Do make sure you subscribe to the channel. Here's a referral code if you want one. Do check out any of those codes. They will all give you a super reward. And we'll be back very soon with some more super cool Cards, the Universe, and everything content. Bye.